Okay, guys. So the first question from section A, we're looking at some triangles. Veo, yes, you've got your hand up. Let's hear from you. Oh, no, was it a mistake? Okay, guys. Ramsey, hello again. Are you going to help us with question 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so before you help us, guys, just remember when we're reading our questions, we must read carefully. Okay, so I don't know what happened there. So the first thing is we read through our question, then we go and highlight or underline what's important. Okay, so the first thing is we're identifying triangles. So we're going to identify which triangle is which, and we need to give a reason for why we say it's a certain triangle. So we need to know our triangles and the properties of triangles for our exam. Okay, Ramsey, take it away.
Ma'am, the triangle is a equilateral triangle, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And the reason for it is because all 3 sides are equal.
All 3 sides are equal. Perfect. Do you want to help with the next one as well? Okay, you don't have to. That's fine.
Yes,
Thanks so much, Ramsey. Good to hear from you again. Okay,
thank you, ma'am.
Equilateral triangle, guys. And our reason is all sides are equal. Okay, but who can tell me now, if all my sides are equal, what does that tell me about my angles? Tando, is there any chance you could tell us that? If all sides are equal, hello. How are you? Good, thanks. Tando, I know that you put your hand up for 3.2, but is there any chance you could tell me or help me? If all my sides are equal in my triangle, what does that mean about my angles? So my sides are equal, they're showing us with these lines. What does that mean about our angles?
Ma'am, all angles are equal to 60 degrees.
Okay, all angles, our angles are equal to 60 degrees. Okay, because remember, so they're all equal as well. All the angles are equal with an equilateral triangle.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay, thank you, Tando, for that extra bit of information. Okay, help me with 3.2. What kind of triangle are we looking at?
Ma'am, I said it's a right angled triangle.
That is perfect. Right angled triangle. Okay, guys, please make sure your spelling is as close as possible, if not perfect. And Tando, what is our reason?
Ma'am, I said one side of the triangle has a 90-degree angle.
Okay, so there's one 90-degree angle, good, or one right angle. So triangle has one 90-degree angle, or we could say right angle triangle. Let's go right angle. So thanks, Tando, well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so guys, in your test, you can be asked about any kind of triangle and you need to know the different types and their properties. Tell me about their angles, their sides, etc. Okay, looks like we all really aced that one. Now, question 3.3 says calculate the size of angle A and B. So angle A is in our first triangle and B is in our second triangle. Itandile, are you going to help us with this one?
Ma'am, hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Are you good?
Yes, and you?
I'm good, ma'am. Ma'am,
Good.
I plussed all the sides.
Okay,
I
so this is
plussed all the
angle
sides.
A, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I plussed all the sides, which got me
Why are you looking at the sides?
Ma'am, I plussed the sides because there was one side that was notched here. So I plussed the sides, which got me 233. And then I minus them from 360, which got me.
Itandile, thank you. But that's the next question. I'm still looking at question 3.3. So I'm going to stop you there.
Question 3.3.
We're looking at A, angle A.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
So you're looking at the wrong question. From what I can tell, I think you were on the right track with that question. Okay. So I'm going to let you answer that one when we get there. Okay. So I'm going to
Yes.
pause you or mute you. Thanks, Itandile. We'll hear from you soon. Uveo, are you wanting to help? No. Okay. All right, guys. So having a look at our equilateral triangle, we did mention it earlier. All angles are equal to 60. And remember, with a triangle, all our angles need to equal 180. So this one would be 60. We have 60 over here. So A must be 60. With our equilateral triangle, all angles equal to 60. And if we say 60 plus 60 plus 60, it gives us the 180 that it should equal. Okay. And then for B, just like I said, all angles in a triangle should equal 180. So I'm going to say 180 minus the 42 that they've given us. And we know that this is a symbol for 90 degrees. So we have the other two angles. So if we say 180 minus these two, it will give us B, which is 48 degrees. Okay, and they just asked us for the size. They didn't ask for any reason. So yeah, that's all we have to do. Okay. Now, are there any questions with triangles before I move on? And also, please, guys, if there are any direct messages, can you message Simone, please? I can't keep up with the chat, okay? Hindu, yes.
Ma'am, at 3.3, ma'am, B, ma'am, you said 180 minus 42 degrees minus 90, ma'am. Why do we have to minus the 90, ma'am?
Because we want to know, okay, so to work out B, we need to know what the other two sides are, because we know that all of them added together must give me 180. If I don't minus 90, I'm just going to say 180 minus 42, which will give me a really big number. Hold on. Give me 138 degrees. And there's no ways that this angle, as we can see, is actually an acute angle. That will be 138. So we have to keep that 90 and take that into consideration, because there's three angles in our triangle. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure. Okay, guys, another way you could have always just said, another way to set it up, should I say 180 minus, and then you say 42 plus your 90. Okay, just another way to set it up, you'll get your same answer. Okay, so just remember all these angles added together must equal 180. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Indiso. Itandile, your time to shine. Question 4 says, study each of the diagrams given and then calculate with reasons the value of X and Y. So again, we have to calculate something and we have to give reasons. Itandile, can you help with 4.1?
Ma'am, 4.1. 4.1 is 90 plus 68 plus 75, which gave me 233. And then I said on the side 360 minus 233, which gave me 127. And my reason was this diagram adds up to 360.
Okay, and what is this a diagram of? What do we call the shape?
Isn't it an equilateral, ma'am?
Not equilateral, quadrilateral.
Quadrilateral.
Quadrilateral, good. Okay, and we've got different types of quadrilaterals, but that is perfect. Okay, guys, so we are looking at a quadrilateral over here. And we know with a quadrilateral, all our angles, sorry, I just want to, all our angles need to equal 360. That is our rule that we need to know when it comes to quadrilaterals. Okay, so to show the working out, I'm going to do on the side here. Okay, I'm going to say again 360 because I know everything added together must give me 360. So I'm going to say 360 and I'm going to minus the angles I do know because that will give me the one that is left out. So 360 minus 90 degrees minus 75 degrees minus 68 degrees. Okay, that gives, well, I'm just going to work this out.
It's 233, ma'am.
Thank you. I was thinking of the other method, adding them and then minusing. Yeah, so if I add all of these together, the 90, 75, 68, we would get 233. But because I'm minusing straight away, it's going to give me 127 degrees. So instead of writing it that way, you can say 360 minus, and then you add, just like Itadile did. Okay, so this is just another way to do it. Either way is perfect. Okay. So whichever method makes sense to you, do it that way. They are both correct. And then, as Itandile said, our reason, I'm going to write at the top here. The sum of the interior or the inside angles, interior angles of a quadrilateral. Okay, so we're not looking at a triangle, we're looking at a quadrilateral. Quad means four sides. Okay, the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so whenever you see a shape with 4 sides, it's a quadrilateral, and the angles must be equal to 360 if you add them together. Okay, just having a quick squiz of the chat here, and I see that we are not keeping to work-related questions, guys. No other chats, please. Okay. Let's focus on math. Paper 2 is slightly more difficult than paper 1, unless you really, really, really love these topics and you're really, really good at them, but it's not easy for everyone. Okay. Going to quickly erase here. Please remember, guys, you're welcome to take screenshots if it is going too quick, or you can ask me to slow down as well. All right, looking at our next shape, not a quadrilateral. Who wants to tell me what we are looking at?
Ma'am, it's a triangle.
It's a triangle. Is that you, Itandile?
Yes, ma'am. It's still me.
Okay, are you wanting to answer this one also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I placed all the sides together, which gave me 678. Oh, 76.
So you
Yes.
said 45 plus 31, and that gave you 76.
Yes, ma'am. And then on the side, I said 180 minus 76, which gave me 104.
Dave, you sorry, please repeat that.
It gave me 104, ma'am.
104 degrees. Perfect. Okay, so I
And
broke
then-
up some into two parts, guys. Any way you show you're working out just like the above, okay, is fine. Then, Itadile, what is the reason?
Ma'am, the reason a sum of triangle adds up to 108.
Okay, good. Some of the interior angles of a triangle. Add up to 180 degrees. Okay. Still looking at triangles. Question 5. Determine the value of x if the below two triangles are similar. Okay, who wants to help out with this one? Oveo? Do you perhaps want to? Does anyone else want to help? Oh, Lungile.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
Right, thank you, ma'am.
Good, thanks. How are we
So,
gonna
ma'am,
do this?
Since 4 centimeters on the small triangle is 8 centimeters on the big triangle, 7 centimeters will be 14 centimeters.
14. Okay, so you said you mentioned the 4 and the 8.
Yes, ma'am.
And how do we get from 4 to 8?
We times it by 2.
Okay, so as we can see, this side is the same side as this on this triangle. And we've gone from 4 to 8. So that means we are times in by 2. Our factor is times by 2. So well done, Lungile. This side matches this side of the triangle. And because it's 7 and we know we times in by 2, x is 14. So your working out will be x is equal to 7 centimeters times by 2, which is 14 centimeters. Perfect.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay. Just want to quickly reply to Umar. Guys, with regards to the scalene triangle, it is not the same as our equilateral triangle. Okay. Veo, I see your, okay, let's try now quickly. Has a message popped up on your screen too? Yeah, there we go. Veo, yes. I can't hear you, Oveo. Is there something maybe wrong with your audio? It's very quiet. Do you maybe want to put your sound up? Okay, Oveo, I can't hear you. It sounds like something in the far distance. I don't know if it's your volume or something around the audio. Perhaps send a message to Simone quickly and see if you guys can figure that out. Okay. Okay, going on to question 6. The below triangles are similar. Triangle DEF is a third of triangle ABC. Okay, so first question. Determine the length of EF. Okay, so EF means we are looking over here. This side. Okay, and again, looking at similar triangles. So they are exactly this, well, they are the same, but either a smaller version or a bigger version of each other. Okay, they tell us that DEF is a third. That means what? Who can tell me what that means? Triangle DEF is a third of triangle ABC. Umar, I can see your hand is up. Do you want to?
Ma'am, can I answer the question?
Can you quickly just tell me though, what does it mean by saying triangle DEF is a third of triangle ABC?
Is it divided by 3?
Divide by 3, good. Or 3 times smaller. And we can see that we've got our big ABC triangle and then our smaller, and it's smaller by 3 times. Okay,
Yes.
Umar, cool. So keeping that in mind, how do I work out what the length of EF is?
EF would be 18 divided by 3, which would be 6 centimeters.
Okay, divide by 3, which is 6 centimeters. Fantastic, thank you. Good job.
No problem, ma'am.
Okay, guys, so just a reminder, the important words in our question is the triangles are similar, and they told us that it's a third of the bigger one. Hindu say, oh, nope, hand disappeared. Okay, give the length of side AC. So now we are looking for this side over here. Itandile.
Ma'am, got 3 point. We're on 3.2, ma'am.
Yes,
So the
6.2,
so
yeah.
3.2. 2.2, I got 14 because when I measured with the ruler, it gave me 41. Sorry, 41.
Itandile, which question are you looking at?
6.2, ma'am.
Oh, and why are you using your ruler? We don't need to use your ruler.
You
Remember,
don't
the
need to.
triangles are similar, so we need to figure out how much bigger or how much smaller the triangle is from each other. Okay, so remember, the side that I've just colored in blue is
Ma'am,
similar
it's 12.
to this side, yes. And we said that the smaller triangle is 3 times smaller. So then that means to get from my big triangle, sorry, my small triangle to big triangle, I'm timesing by 3. So I'm going to say my 4 centimeters and I'm timesing by 3 this time. And you said it is?
12, ma'am.
12 centimeters. There we go. Okay, so we don't need a ruler for this one. When they're similar triangles, we use the numbers and the information given to us. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Good stuff. Thank you. All right. 6.3, you guys are really, really doing so well. I'm so impressed with you. Okay, I can see some of you answering in the chat. Cool, good stuff. Okay, 6.3, give the size of angle X. No. Umar, wait, let's ask Ngalwa. Haven't heard from you in a while. How are you?
Hi,
Hi.
ma'am.
Yes,
Which question are we by?
we are by
6.1.
6.3.
6.3.
Yes.
Give the size of ma'am, as we give the size of the angle or name the angle.
Size of the angle. It says, what is the size of the angle?
45 degrees.
Okay, and how did you get that? What did you do?
Ma'am, I think you divide.
You got the right answer, but how did you divide? What did you divide?
I can't explain, man.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. So now, guys, remember we just dealt with some triangles. Okay, and what did we say about triangles, angles? Lingawa, do you remember? What about their angles? They must all equal what when we add them together?
They must all have the same size and the same angles.
Okay, not the same size and same angles, because we can see they're not the same size, right? This one
Yeah.
is 113 and this one is 22 degrees. So they're not the same, but if I say 22 plus my 113, and when I figure out x, when I add all of these up, what must it equal to? Okay, I'm going to help you out. It must equal 180 degrees.
What?
Does this ring a bell?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So it doesn't matter what triangle we're looking at, the angles equal 180. So now this is going to help us with our working out. Okay, so we're going to say 180 degrees minus, I'm going to say 113 degrees minus 22 degrees, and that gives me the 45 that you got.
Yes.
Okay,
ma'am.
so take my 180 and I multiply.
Understand.
Okay, the two angles that I've got, and we get 45. Thank you. Ngawa.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. And then the last one for question 6. Name the triangle according to size of its angles. What kind of angles? What did you guys write here? Itandile, your hands up.
Okay, for question 6.4, are we supposed to name the shape or the?
Well, name the triangle based on its angle. So,
It's an acute equilateral triangle.
not acute. Look at this angle over here. We do it in red. It's over 90, so it's going to be
Obtuse. It's an
yes.
obtuse scarline.
Can just say obtuse angle triangle.
Angle.
Obtuse angle. Sorry, obtuse triangle.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So again, guys, also important to know the angles of a triangle. Okay, we get right angles, we get acute, we get obtuse, we get reflex angles. So it's important to know those. We don't go through them in this test, but you do need to go through that when you do your revision. Okay. Nice, Botsmelo. I see you have answered that in the chat. Okay. Now we're moving on from triangles, and now we're looking at a quadrilateral again. Okay, use the properties of a quadrilateral to answer the questions. All right. Tando, I see your hand is up. Do you have a question or are you wanting to help me with this one?
No, ma'am, I wanted to answer the previous question.
Oh, the previous one. Okay, you don't want to help with this one?
Ma'am, I'll try.
Okay. So, have you done this question already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's hear it. What did you do? So 9.1 says calculate BC plus CD in millimeters.
BC. Ma'am, BC and CD. Ma'am, I said I took the angles 80 degrees plus 112 and I plus them together.
Okay, just give me 2 seconds. I think that there is a typo in this question, so good thing we are looking at it. So I said in the thing, it says BC. So here's BC. And then they say CD, which is this one.
Oh,
But-
the length, ma'am, is the length in millimeters. Oh, ma'am, so I took the 8 centimeters plus the 18 centimeters, which gave me 26 centimeters, and then I converted it to millimeters. It gave me 2.6.
Okay. So conversion, we'll check that conversion now. So BC we know is 8 centimeters because of our quadrilateral rules that this side is equal to that side. Okay. So we got our 8 centimeters plus 18 centimeters because this side is 18 centimeters. Okay. And you said you got 26 centimeters.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how did you convert from centimeters to millimeters? Did you divide by 10?
Yes, ma'am, I divided by 10. I think the answer was supposed to be 0.26.
No. So if you divide it by 10, your answer is right. But we don't divide by 10. We times by 10 to get to millimeters.
Oh, times by 10, which is 260 millimeters.
Oh, yeah, millimeters. Sorry. Need to write the correct. Okay. So I know I mentioned that there is a typo. There's a difference between this question and the memo, so we will fix that. Okay, but yeah, the question was actually meant to ask you at this side, so AD and BC, but the question is the other two. Okay, well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, then 9.2. Piwo, you want to ask a question?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm good. Ma'am, I've asked Mr. Hugo this question before, but I still don't understand. So, at school we have they'll in a quadrilateral or any type of shape, they'll give us a question where they'll give you the height, the length, and the height, the length, and the
Width.
how do I say the word? No, not the width, the
Width.
perimeter. But they'll ask you to then they'll ask you to calculate the breadth. So it confuses me a lot. So I
Okay.
was wondering if you could.
So that will, okay, we're not going to cover a question like that, but if there's some time, because in the next section is measurement, that's part of the measurement section, the area, perimeter kind of questions. So if we've got a little bit of time after that, then just remind me and I will come up with a question so we can explain to the whole class what you're saying and then work it out.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
pleasure. Okay, guys, we're going to do 9.2 and then we're going to have a quick little water break. So let's just keep focused for 2 more minutes. Determine the value of x. Who can help me with that? How do I work out the value of x? X is the angle over here. So based on the properties of quadrilaterals, the stuff we should know about the different quadrilaterals, x is equal to what, Itandile?
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I put my hand up by accident.
Okay, no worries. Uma?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I was a bit stuck on this question, but I have an answer. I'm not
What
sure
is
if it's 100% right. My answer is 80 degrees.
Perfect. Okay, so x is equal to 80 degrees. Okay, guys, they've also given you a clue. Can you see that they both have double lines?
Yes.
Indicating the angle there. So that means they match each other. They look exactly the same. Okay. And then with our other two angles, they only have a single line and a single line here. So these two angles are equal, but this is also one of the rules that we could learn.
Ma'am,
Yes.
but when I was stuck, isn't the inferior angle of a quadrilateral equal to 360?
Hmm.
So when I added up all the angles, it gave me 384 degrees.
That is a good point. I don't know. I think there's a bit of a mistake with this picture.
Hmm.
Thanks for picking that up.
Hmm.
Okay, so just it should be, yes, that is the rule. So I think, yeah, the angles, they made a mistake with the angles in this picture.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good point. Okay, then before we go on to question 10, guys, time to take a quick little break. Okay. How about you stand up a little bit, move a little bit, have some water, get excited for the next question. Can't see any of you, so I don't even know if you're standing up and stretching those muscles and just, yeah, restarting that brain, resetting it. Guys, where's all the energy today? Last week you were full of energy. Okay, let's get back to business. Okay, we're doing quite well for time. So we're still looking at our different types of shapes, but now we are going on to circles. So quickly, this wasn't part of your test, but I just want to remind ourselves of the different parts of a circle. And I see Itandile, has already raised her hand and is so eager to answer. Itandile, I'm going to ask you to please tell me what part of the circle is this yellow block I've just colored in.
Ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
I always got this one wrong, but then, ma'am, I thought it was a segment.
Mm-hmm. But no.
The line, ma'am.
Yes, this
Oh, it's
line.
the radius.
The radius. Fantastic. Good. Radius. Thank you. Lachey, let's ask you. Do you want to tell me which
Hi,
one?
ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I think it's it's a diameter.
Which one? The one in the middle here.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Diameter. Fantastic. Can you tell me
Thank
what the
you.
diameter is? Lachey, can you tell me
Ma'am,
what? Yeah.
the diameter is the middle line, ma'am. That.
Basically cuts the circle in half. Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Lachey.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so the diameter is the line that cuts a circle in half. Okay, we can also say that it is the distance from one edge of the circle to the other. To the other, or it cuts the circle in half. Okay. The radius is the distance from the center point to the edge of the circle. Distance from center point to the edge of the circle. Okay, and then the last one, Tando.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the,
Ma'am,
yeah?
the last one is the circumference.
Circumference. Perfect. And can you tell me what the circumference is? What do we mean by circumference?
Ma'am, the circumference means the distance around the circle.
Distance around the circle. Perfect. Distance around the circle, and you can also say it's the perimeter around a circle, because that is distance around a shape is the perimeter. So distance or perimeter. Okay, so you could say both perimeter or distance around the circle. Thanks so much, Lungawa. Okay. And then one more thing I just want to highlight. I see Lungawa is very, very eagerly wanting to ask a question. Yes.
No, Miss, I didn't want to ask a question. I wanted to answer my favorite part.
What is your favorite part?
It's the one that you're doing, Miss.
The circumference.
Yes, Miss.
Oh, is that your favorite?
Yes, Miss.
Why is it your favorite?
Because I understand it, Miss.
Stand it the best. Okay. I also like the circumference. Not many people understand it, so that's really cool. Well done.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, next time. If there's a circumference question, I'm not sure if there is. I don't think there's a circumference. No. But I'll keep that in mind for next time. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Thanks for letting us know. Okay, so guys, then one more thing I just want to bring to your attention with circles is that if I have the radius, so let's say my radius on this circle, for instance, is 4 centimeters. Am I able to work out the diameter? Ngawe, I see you nodding your head. Do you want to tell us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so can I work out the diameter if I have my radius?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how do you do that?
I think you calculate all the distance of the.
Okay, let's look at the lines, right? Remember, we are saying from the middle to the edge is 4. Is the diameter not double that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I can go from the middle here and go to the edge. That's still my radius. Okay, and I can go the other way from the middle to the edge. That's also a radius if I just look at this green line. So to get the diameter, I just say radius times 2.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Good.
ma'am.
Okay,
So you add that 2 together.
Yes, you can add it together, or you can say 4 times 2.
Okay, ma'am. I think that will give you 8.
Yes, 8. Good. So my diameter will be 8 in this example. Good. Well done. Thank you. Okay. Just wanted to check. Okay, so some of you have answered. You said yes. Okay, so we understand the whole radius, diameter, and how they are interlinked. Okay, so keeping that in mind, let's have a look. The circle with center O has a radius of 4 centimeters and ROQ equals 90 degrees. Study the diagram below and answer the questions that follow. Okay, so they've given us important information. Our radius is 4 centimeters. Imagine that. So that was just chance. I said 4 above. And they've given us an angle of 90 degrees. Question 10.1. What is the length of line segment SQ? So now I'm going to look at my picture and I'm going to find line SQ. SQ is that line over there. Okay, what is the length of SQ? Itandile.
Ma'am, SQ, the length of SQ is 8, which is 4 times 2, which is 8. And my reason is a radius is times 2 or is like double your answer.
So your diameter is your radius times 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Well done. So because we know from this point, okay, no, not with that. From here to there is 4, because that's my radius. They told us that. So we know that this side must be 4 centimeters. So your answer for 10.1, your statement would be 4 centimeters plus 4 centimeters, or you could say 4 centimeters times 2, which gives you 8 centimeters. Essentially, you have worked out the diameter, one edge of the circle to the other. Okay, and your reason would be line SQ is the diameter of the circle. Okay, good job. Okay, then question 10.2. What is the size of ORQ? So
Ma'am, the size,
yeah.
ma'am, the size of ORQ, I think I got this one wrong, but then I'll try because I know I got it wrong. Ma'am, I said 180 because the triangle of ORQ is a triangle and it's an equilateral, and then SOT is also it's also a triangle. So I said 180 minus 90. Then I said 90 divided by 2, which gave me 45.
Do you know that that is the perfect answer?
How?
And you thought you got it wrong.
How is it a
well.
perfect answer?
Very, very good job. That was fantastic. Okay, so let's quickly have a look for those that maybe weren't following. So we said the angle, so we're looking at ROQ, so that's over here. Told us that O is equal to 90 degrees. And in the question, they asked us to work out the angle of R. What is R? Okay. And we know that angles of a triangle must equal 180 degrees. We only know one. We only know that that is 90. Okay. So, and we know that these two angles must be equal. So I'm going to say 80 minus 90 because this is the one angle I do know. So that leaves me with 90 degrees. Okay, but I still have 2 missing angles. I don't know what this one is either, what Q is. So we're going to divide by 2 because there's 2 missing angles and it's going to give you 45 degrees. So angle R and angle Q is 45 degrees.
And my reason, ma'am, a triangle adds up to 180.
Good. Angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Fantastic. I'm so proud of that answer. Well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Good. I'm seeing lots of you saying you got the same answer. That's amazing. Okay. And guys, if you don't understand, please raise your hand and ask. Okay. But so Lungalwa, do you want to ask a question? Or is your hand just, oh, you don't? Okay. All right. Then, guys, going on to transformations. And we need to do this quite quickly so we can then go on to measurement. Okay, so first one, study each of the diagrams below and state the type of transformation shown. Okay, so for A, is it Kale or Kyle? Apologies for the pronunciation.
Yes, ma'am, it's reflection.
Reflection, good. Thank you. So this one is a reflection. And then Jabulile, let's ask you because I haven't heard your voice today. What's B?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, B is a translation.
Translation, fantastic. Thank you. Good to hear your voice.
Okay, ma'am.
And then who else? Umar, haven't heard from you in a minute, so let's hear it. What is C?
Oh, ma'am, C is rotation.
Rotation, good, fantastic. I think that was a nice, easy question, hey, to get you guys started with your transformation question. Good,
That's
okay. Well done. Okay, guys, so question 12, just to save time, we're just going to, I'm going to help you along with this, because explaining might take a while. So it says, translate the below object 5 units down and 4 units to the right. So there's various ways that you can do this, okay? So I'm going to follow the first step and I'm going to go 5 units down. So I'm going to, I've got a point here, I've got a point here. Okay, I'm going to move it 5 units down, which means I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 5 units down and 4 units to the right. So I go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means the edge of the shape will be there. And if I do the same to this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I go 1, 2, 3, 4. There is my other point, and then I can just draw my shape. Give me a thumbs up if you got that right when you practiced it by yourself. Let me know in the chat. Thumbs up. Hope I see all the thumbs. Okay, I can see by your profiles. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Nice. Lungile, Butzmelo, Katlejo. Awesome. Okay, moving on to the next one. Graph the image of the given object across the mirror line, okay? So that means if I had to fold, if this was on a piece of paper and fold on that line, it needs to give me a mirror image. Okay, so I'm going to quickly do that for us. So as we can see, A is 1 block away from the mirror line, so it's going to be 1 block away this side. So that is A. Okay, then F will still be in the same place. And we know E is on the other side of A. Then it's 1, 2, 3 blocks. This is going to be B, okay, because we folding it in half. Okay, C stays in the same place. And D is our last point. Kyle, please can you first tell me how to pronounce your name, and then I think you have a question for us.
Oh, ma'am, I don't have a question. My name is Kyle.
Kyle.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's a very cool spelling. Very nice name. Okay, so was your hand up by mistake? Okay.
Oh,
cool.
yeah, yes, ma'am, sorry.
All right. Okay, guys. And that concludes the first section. So that means we've got a good 30 minutes to get through measurement and maybe data handling. Okay, but I think the main focus here will be measurement. All right. Class is ending at 2:30. Okay. So quick break. Let's go. Have some water. Stand up. I don't know. Move your arms, move your legs, jump around, get excited. Can see some of you actually doing it. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Okay. Now for the last little leg of today, measurement. Okay. So let's see how this goes. Study the below shape and answer the questions that follow. So irregular shape, it's not an exact rectangle, square, triangle, or circle. Those are 4 usual shapes that we use. Okay, it's irregular. It's a combination of shapes. So question 1, determine the perimeter. So just to save time, guys, I'm going to quickly ease us into this. So when we work out the perimeter, that means we're adding all our sides together. So wherever you choose to start from, that is okay, but make sure you account for every side. So I'm going to start here. So I'm going to say 5 plus 4 plus 2. Okay. Oh, we have a missing side here. Okay, let's actually work out that missing side first. Umar, do you want to help? I see you just raised your hand.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I think that side will be 2 because when I use my finger and I put it over there, they're the same size.
You use your finger
Yeah.
for measure. Okay, that's one way to do it, but sometimes if things aren't drawn to scale, it might be slightly off. So another way to do it is, guys, we look at the bottom. From this edge to this edge, they tell us it's 9, right? So that means this whole side, this line, plus this line, and this line needs to equal 9. Okay, and can you see we have 4 and we have 3. So that gives me 7 centimeters. But we know that the whole line, that side, needs to equal 9. So I'm going to say 9 minus 7, which gives me 2. Okay, so you still got the right answer, but it's not always going, that method's not always going to help you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so good. So now we do have this side, it's 2 centimeters. Now we can work out the perimeter. So this is just one way I do it so that I don't forget a side. You see, this highlighted that there was a side missing. I go 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6
plus 9.
Okay, and I make sure I've got all my sides. So you show you're working out. So that's your 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 9. And that gives us a perimeter of
34.
Good. Well done, Umar. Do you want to tell us how you would approach the next question, Umar? Now question 1.2 says calculate the area. So what do we do?
Ma'am, I separated the irregular shape into 3 parts. For the first part, I said area equals to length times breadth, which equals to 4 times 5, which equals to 20 centimeters squared.
Okay. So guys, again, various ways you can separate your shape. So Umar, I'm assuming you did it like that and like that?
Yes.
Or was it not like that?
It was like that.
Okay, so we can separate it this way. We can also separate it this way, whichever makes sense in your brain, that is fine. Okay, so let's stick to the first way. That's also the way that I would have done it. But again, guys, doesn't matter which way you do it. If you do it correctly, you will get the same answer. Okay, so that gives me 1 rectangle, 2 rectangles, 3 rectangles altogether. I'm going to quickly erase the perimeter here. And we're working out the area of rectangle 1. So I'm just going to put 1 here for your reference. Okay, and we know that it's a rectangle. So Umar mentioned that area is equal to?
Length times breadth.
Okay, length times breadth. And our length of this rectangle is 5.
4 and 5.
Okay, and the width or breadth is good. So 20
centimeters squared.
Squared, good. Proud of you for not forgetting the squared. Great. And then now, rectangle 2, yeah?
For the second one, I said area equals length times breadth, which equals to 3 times 2, which equals to 6 centimeters squared.
Okay, so same formula because it's the same shape. And you said, what is my length? What is the side?
3 centimeters.
3. And we got 3 because we said this 6 minus this 3 gives me that remaining 3. Good. So 3 times 2, which gives us?
6 centimeters squared.
6 centimeters squared. Good. And then
The last one,
hmm,
I said area equals length times width, which equals to 6 times 3, which equals to 18 centimeters squared.
yo, look at all that hard work you did. Well done. Fantastic. So now we've gotten the area of all 3 rectangles, and then what do we do?
You add them all up.
Okay, so my final total area is going to be
20
20.
plus 18 plus 6.
I don't know. 18 plus 6, which gives you a total of
44 centimeters squared.
good. Umar, very, very well done. That was a very long calculation.
But
And
ma'am, I felt it easy.
you felt it easy. Good. That's good. I'm glad. Because it's not always easy. So if you understand it, then yeah, fantastic. Then you can answer most area questions, I would say.
Mm.
Good. Well
Thank
done. Thank you so much, Umar.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. And I see I also got one of those answers in the chat. And Sika, well done. Okay, guys, do we have any questions? It's quite a lot. It's quite a big sum. But you just got to make sure that you separate it and then you know all the sides. And it's just length times breadth the entire time. And you do it separately and then you add it all together in the end. Okay, so I don't see any questions. So we are going to go on to question 2. And I think question 2 might have some queries here. Okay, so question 2. Below is a diagram of Itandile. Do you have a question or you wanting to answer the first one? Okay, I'll get back to you now, Itandile. Okay, below is a diagram of Sam's rectangular garden, which measures 10 meters by 6 meters. So just keep in mind, guys, they told us the shape, but we can see a picture. It's a rectangle, okay? And they're telling us it's 10 meters by 6 meters. So it doesn't mean 10 times 6, it means 10 by 6. That's how we say dimensions of something. So my garden is 10 meters by 6 meters. Okay, so we're not timesing them. That does not mean times. When it comes to measurement and you see that, that means the word by. Okay, the shaded part is where Sam is planning on putting in a swimming pool. Around the outside of the pool, Sam would like to plant grass. Okay, so just based on the little story that they told us here, we're going to have some grass planted here. Okay, and then we got a nice little swimming pool in the middle, this shaded area. Okay. Itandile.
Ma'am,
Yes.
for question 2.1, this is what I got. I said, since he wanted the area that is not shaded, he wanted to plant a garden, basically. I said it's area times length times breadth, which was 10 times 6, which gave me 16 meters squared.
Good. Okay. So the first question, 2.1, says determine the area of the garden. So that means the whole thing. Okay, so I'm looking at this length and this width or breadth. Same thing. Okay, so 2.1 area, and because we know it's a rectangle, it's length times width or length times breadth, and our length is 10 meters times by 6 meters, which gives you 60 meters squared. Don't forget the squared with your unit. Okay, good. Thank you, Itandile.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Umar, are you wanting to ask a question or answer 2.2 for us?
Ma'am, I want to answer.
Okay, so let me quickly read the question for everyone. 2.2, what is the perimeter? So guys, please, I have noticed that we get confused sometimes between area and perimeter. So please make sure we're reading the question properly. Okay, so 2.2 perimeter. Umar, please help us.
Ma'am, so perimeter of a rectangle is L plus B times 2.
Okay.
So I said 10 plus 6 is 16 times 2 is 32.
Okay. So 10 plus 6. So I just put that in brackets and then I'm timesing it by 2. So that's 2 times 16, which gives you, what did you say?
32
32. And what's my units?
meters.
Good. Glad you didn't square it. Okay, guys, so you can use whichever perimeter formula you have, if it's length times breadth, length plus breadth times 2, or you can set it up the way that I did it. Alternatively, you can literally do it the same way we did it in the previous question where we said, okay, 10 plus 6 plus 10 plus 6. You just add all the sides up together. That's
But
also
it would take longer.
okay.
Ma'am, it's gonna take longer if you add up all the sides.
I know it takes a bit longer, but sometimes people understand that a bit better. So whichever makes sense to you. If you like the quicker way, then that's fine. Or you can just go and add all the sides together. Thank you, Umar. Well done.
No problem.
Kyle.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna
do
answer the next one.
you want to answer the next one? Fantastic. 2.3. So we're working out the area of the swimming pool. So what do we do?
Ma'am, we say length times breadth first.
Good.
Then we say 6 times 3,
Good.
which is 18 meters squared.
18 meters squared. Fantastic. Thank you, Kyle. Good job. Nice, guys. You're handling this so well. I'm so proud of you. Measurement isn't for everyone, but it seems like it's for all of you, which is fantastic. Okay. Going to make some space. So please make sure you've taken a screenshot if you haven't written everything down yet. Okay. (2.4). Okay, now it says, determine the area of the part where the grass will be planted. So basically you're working out the area of the part that is not shaded. So where I put all the green little pieces is where my grass is going. Okay, Itandile, I see you raise your hand very quickly. So let's hear how you would do it.
Ma'am, I did it by saying area is equal to length times breadth, which is area which is equal to 10 times 6 is equal to 60 meters squared.
But what about the pool? You've included the pool in that calculation.
I also include the pool, ma'am.
Yeah. So in that calculation, you've included the pool. We want just the green part. So we want to take the pool out of that area. So by
Ma'am,
saying,
I didn't take the 6 that's inside the pool. I took 6 that's outside.
yeah. But by saying this 10 times this 6, right? That gives me this whole thing. So all the grass and the pool. So if you do it that way, it's this whole thing.
Oh.
We want pretty much to take this pool out of things. So now I've made it it looks like Christmas. I want the pool out of them.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to ask Umar maybe to assist here. Umar, how would I do this?
Ma'am,
Yes.
so what I did is I subtracted both areas. So I said 60 minus 18, which equals to 42 meters squared.
Fantastic. Measurement is definitely your section, right?
Sort of.
Sort of. That was very good. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite it in a way that people can see what we have done. Okay, so what we did here is to get the area of the grass, so just the grass section, okay, which is where all the scribbles are, just that part. It's not a complete rectangle because we're taking a chunk out of it. But now, you know, how do we work out the area with this chunk missing in the middle? So to work out the area of my grass, I take the area of the garden, so that's the big rectangle, and I minus it by the area of the pool. So I'm taking the area of my garden and I'm just minusing, I'm taking that pool out. So I just minus the area of the pool. Okay, and we worked out the area of the garden, we said was 60 meters squared. We worked that out in 2.1. And then in 2.3, we worked out the area of the pool already. So we know that it's 18. So I'm taking the area of my big rectangle and I'm minusing that small one. I'm taking it out, which gives me 42 meters squared. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Oveo, you said explain again. Okay, so guys, this question wanted to know the area of this part where all my grass is. Okay, my grass. So there's grass. Okay, but now we know that there's going to be no grass where the pool is. So I want to take the pool out of it. Okay, I want to know the area of just this part. But now this part is a weird shape. It's not a rectangle. We could maybe break it up, but that's, you know, quite complicated. Essentially, we are trying to work out the area of a shape that looks like this. Okay, there's a hole in the middle. Okay, imagine you can see through that hole. How do I work out the area of just this? It looks like a picture frame. It's basically the frame around the pool. It's a very weird shape. So all we're going to do now is take the area of the whole thing. So we picture that the pool is included. Okay, so area of the whole thing. So that's the 10 times 60, which gives me my 10 times 6, which gives me my 60 meters squared. And then all I do is I minus the area of the pool. I take the pool out. I minus that area. So now will give me what is left. Okay, and the area of the pool was 18. So I just minus the pool out of that, the area of the pool minus, and then we're left with what is left, which is the grass area. Okay. Might take a moment for it to click and process. Okay. 2.5. If grass costs 10 Rand per meter squared, how much will Sam have to pay to have grass planted? Kyle, do you want to help with that one?
Yes, ma'am.
What do we do?
Ma'am, we're gonna times 42 by 10, which will be 420 meters squared.
Good. So we know that our grass takes up 42 meters squared. We just worked it out. Just the grass part is 42 meters. And they told us for every 1 meter squared, it costs 10 Rand. So for 1, it's 10 Rand. For 42, we have to times by 10, which gives us 420 Rand. Good, Carl. Well done. Okay. And no problem for explaining and re-explaining. This is why I'm here. Don't be shy to ask for me to explain it again, or if you need a explanation. Okay. Cool. I can see some of these answers coming through in the chat. Well done. Okay, so the next thing is our data handling question. So I've skipped question 3 because those are basic formula calculations. The first one's just, okay. Ayanda, you're telling me to wait. Are you wanting to take a screenshot quickly, maybe? Umar, do you have a question? While I quickly wait. Okay, guess not. Okay. Oh, you want to answer? Okay, cool. And Ayanda is done as well. Fantastic. Okay, so section C is some data handling. I think this is a lovely topic. I hope that you guys also love it and you get all your marks here. Okay, so looking at, I chose the first question obviously because it involved a graph. Okay, and I know that graphs, we need to be very particular. We need to remember so many things and we have to set it up properly. All right, so Mrs. Smith does a survey with her grade 7 mathematics class. She's trying to determine what is the most popular color in her class. Her findings were as follows. So she has 13 learners that like pink, 8 that like the color black, 12 that like the color blue, and 4 that like the color green. How many learners are in Mrs. Smith's class, Umar?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, I think the answer would be 37.
37 is correct. What did you do?
I added up all the numbers and then I got the answer.
13 plus 8 plus 12 plus 4 gives me my 37 learners. Fantastic. Good job.
Ma'am, but we're not sure if anyone was absent for the lesson.
Well, we'll just assume that no one was absent, or now she's just going to do her survey without that person that was absent.
Okay.
Okay. But if they do want to mention that someone was absent, then they will specify. Okay. So we just assume that everyone was there.
Okay.
But good observation. Well done. Okay. Draw a tally table to represent this data. Okay. So I'm going to do on the side here. Does someone want to tell me how many columns I use? Kyle, perhaps you, because your hand is up. What are my columns?
For pink, it's
Okay,
Wait,
okay.
ma'am, are we doing the tally table?
We're doing the tally table. Let me quickly set it up though. So I've got my colors. That's what we are looking at. We want to see what is the most popular color in Mrs. Smith's class. Okay. We have colors. So we've got pink, black, blue, green. Okay. And then with our frequency tables, we always have a tally column and a frequency column. So tally and frequency. Okay, Carl, you can continue. Cool.
Ma'am, we're gonna need 5 columns.
5. What else do I need to add?
The total.
Total.
Oh,
So
yes.
let's make it 4. But we can put the total at the bottom. Do you do totals on the side in your class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's have a look at this one first. This layout. Okay. So what did you do under the tally column?
Ma'am, I put the lines around to
the lines. Okay. So there were 13 people that like pink. So this is how we draw the lines. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes 10. And we've got 13. So 3 more. 1, 2, 3. So that's my tally. Okay. In my frequency column, I put the actual number, which is 13. Okay. Then black, 8 people. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Gives me 8. Blue was 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and my actual number under the frequency column is 12. And then green is just 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then your total can go under the frequency column. Just to double check, we accounted for everyone. We know that there are 37 learners. So when you add 13, 8, 12, and 4, you should get 37. Because now, Carl, if you added, okay, so the rest of you don't add this in. If you added a total column over here, what did you put in your total column? Is that how you did it? Oh, okay. I feel like this total column, though, is just a repeat of the frequency, but if that's how you were taught it in class, you can do it that way, but the total at the bottom is sufficient. Okay. Cool. All right. And then draw a line graph to represent the data. So this is going to be our last question for the day. We're going to try to do it as quickly as possible. Guys, quickly take a screenshot of the tally table if you haven't done so already, because I'm about to erase it so we can quickly do our graph. Ngawa, shh. I know the clock is ticking, but we will finish this question and we'll all go have a good afternoon because we did most of this paper and you guys had minimal questions, so I'm assuming it went very, very well. And that is great. Okay, I'm just trying to move this so we have space. Okay, so it says, draw a line graph to represent the data. Okay. So for time purposes, guys, I'm going to tell you that colors are going to be at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to put pink over here. Why is it not working? Oh, it is on the screen, just not on my. Apologies. Okay, so pink. Let me actually space it a bit better. Give them more space. So I'm going to do every 4. Pink, black, blue, green. So it's pink, black, blue, green. So as you can see, guys, very important, I have labeled my independent variable colors at the bottom. And then on the side is going to be the number of learners. Okay. Oops. Let's not shorten it. Number of learners. Okay, so I've got my 2 labels and we've got the highest number is 13. So are we going to go up? Yeah, we're going to go up. We always start at 0 and we're going to go up in ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, if you can go up in ones, the best because it's the most accurate, but sometimes you can go up in 2s. You can go up in 3s, but then you must continue to go up in 2s the whole way. So if you go 0, 2, it must go 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. If you go 0, 5, then it must be 0, 5, 10, 15. You must keep going up in the same increments, okay? And then we always have a heading. So we're just going to say learners' favorite colors. Or you could say the favorite colors of learners in Mrs. Smith's class, anything along those lines. But as long as you've got a heading, graphs need to have a heading and you need to have your labels. Just give me 2 seconds. Okay, so now we have set up our graph. We can now plot our points to have our line graph. So I'm now going to follow the pink line, okay, up until I get to 13, and I'm going to draw a dot there. Okay, black was 8, so I'm going to follow the black line and line it up with 8. Okay, which will be over here. And then the blue was 12, so follow the blue line up to 12 and see where it lines up, which will be over here. And then green was 4, so follow the line up to in line with 4. You obviously don't need to draw these dotted lines, but if you don't have a ruler, it might come in handy because you need to be quite exact, because you can with this type of graph. Okay. Please use a ruler in your exam. Okay, I don't have a ruler option on this program, but then you draw in your lines with a ruler and it looks like that. And that is our graph, and a perfectly set up graph with all our headings, labels, and plotted points. Okay,